Welcome back to ShopDog-Garage. I brought a box of miscellaneous ends, some AN wrenches, and it's time to go ahead and get the hood back up. We're going to bleed the fluids, make sure that that's all good. I'm going to tighten everything on the crankcase setup, and the wire here, you'll notice that that has a old school style end. Oh, let me get that out with one hand. So I need that style boot, and I should have some in here. I just got to dig around, and it won't be a Street Fire one, but that'll be fine. Yep, should be some ends right down in there. Alright, so we got our AN wrench. And we'll go through, give everybody a good little snug, and make sure we're not going to have a bunch of leaks. So, let me take care of that real quick. Okay, so that actually needed a little snug on that one. But now this is all good and sturdy. Not going to go anywhere. And you can see he's getting a little closer on the battery tray here. Got his fancy elevator bolts welded in. I think by the time he's done all that up, you won't ever even notice it. It looks like he's getting pretty close here too. And that's coming along. So this is really getting there. But I need to put it in temporarily. Put the coil bracket on. Put a coil in. Figure out exactly how long we want this. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. It's going to seem subtle, but we just filed the little up patterns here, and now I need to trim these down. They're going to be too long otherwise, and I don't want this one hitting the coil. Okay, so here you can see plenty of room to the coil. I'm going to go ahead and set the coil in there so that I can figure out the length that I need the coil wire to be. Okay, just cut her down. All you do is take a razor blade and the tool. It's in the instructions, no biggie there. So we're going to come over here, we're going to use the vise, and we're going to go ahead and crimp that on. We've got the conductor folded over, we've got it slowly pinched in. Going to chuck her in there and crank her down. There you go, all crimped. The fun part is usually getting them out. One-handed. Oh, working on it because you don't want to tear anything. But I'm not left-handed.
Switch.
But there we go. Now it's out. So you can see it's all crimped in using their tool. Gets good contact. And then the other thing you want to do, give it a little tug and make sure it's not going to just fall off the first time you go to pull the wire. Okay, so that will wind up working. This won't be sitting on the hose. It'll be up about there. But for now, I don't feel like tightening that up. There's no reason to. It's all got to come back out. But what we didn't want is the coil wire getting too high. So that's going to work. Okay, so you just reached in with a stick and pushed it, and you know, it was really hard to move the rotor, and then we pulled the caliper or the cover off right here, and it was full of fluid. So we must have bled this at one point. So what we're going to do right now is go ahead and gravity bleed everything and make sure we're happy. Okay, so I can already see one dripping. That's good. So I'll let it drip for a little bit, and then I will close her off. Okay, that one's also dripping. We haven't done the fronts yet. We only got the two hoses, and that's fine. Just wanted to make sure that the lines were wet the whole way down, and they apparently are. We got a couple other things we got to do on here. Trying to get the drum adjusted is always fun too. Luckily we don't have a drive shaft yet, so that'll make that a little easier. Okay, I don't know how easy it is to see that, but I've got this raised up higher than the height of the cylinder, and you can see air bubbles coming and working their way up. Now I want to squeeze her in a little bit, make sure that's not actually going around the zerk. Yeah, see, So that's the end of air bubbles in this side. And I don't have enough static air pressure right now to push that up and over. It would rather push on this side, I bet. Yeah, see, she's starting to fill this side as well. That one's pretty seated, so let's open her a little. See the big bubble? Hopefully you guys see that. So, we'll just wait and let gravity do its job. Alright, so that one's clean. That one's clean. And now they just slowly drip over. You know, you don't really see that anymore. So I'm going to lock these two down and then we'll move to the front. Okay, next we'll do the fronts. We've got the hoses raised up so that once I crack the bleeders, it'll start trying to fill there first. Because what we're looking for is small air bubbles at this stage. Alright, as you can see, that one's dripping good. Let's see if we've got a good solid fill line. And we do. It is nice and solid all the way to here, no bubbles. So we're going to go ahead and pinch that off, let it drip for a while. Oh, let's take a look at this side. Oh, I might not have it open enough. The hose can twist it a little. Okay, couple little bubbles. That may be the hose. Yeah, see, those are just a little regular. Okay. Alright, now she's climbing. Perfect. Just to show how aftermarket garbage is garbage, you notice anything different about these? So, the replacement cover fits inside the original. Okay, so we just took this bracket off to get plated. And you know, we taped that off for now because he's not real happy with this cheap chrome from CPP. It's peeling up and, you know, it hasn't even been in use yet. So, okay, yeah, I did go to powder coating for these.
It got baked, and when it got baked, that happened.
Ah, okay, which means I probably didn't clean under this chrome very good. And it outgassed. So, cheap stuff. You know, that means this is made out of pot metal. Well, it obviously is. Yeah, it's just pot metal. So it outgassed. So that's awesome. And look at that. Mosquitoes are already out in Minnesota. That's always a great sign. We've got snow, and yet I hear frogs. And there's skeeters. So that's awesome. But you can see, you know, this worked. You know, we're pretty happy with that. At some point, I got to get back there and put that cap that goes over the wires on there. Oh, that's not going to be fun. But I think I'm going to wait until I'm actually wiring, because I never know if something's got to come up. And I'd hate to do that twice. So at this point, I'm not sure there's much more we can do tonight. So I'm going to toss this over to ShopRex. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed it. And we will see you guys later. And just remember, ShopRex always says, safety first.